Hello? Hello? Yes. I be taking over this new club. Yes, you be telling me now that I have to be looking at this metric called XG. Huh? I need to understand this new metric. Because is this calculus? Because if it's calculus, what does mathematics have to do with football? I thought football is just a simple game. You tell the person to score, he shoots, he scores a goal. Then he's good. If a person shoots, he misses the goal, he's bad, he's shit. We could just go and get a new player. I need some help, man. You want me to use this XG? How can I use this XG? Send somebody over quickly.
My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show.
If you are like many others and this is the first time you've come across XG, well, it's not mathematics. It's not some secret code that we're supposed to press into our keyboard so that our team starts scoring. It's a term that's been bandied around in football for a while now, last couple of years at least. It's called expected goals. Well, on today's show, I'm going to try and simplify it. I'm going to try and explain how it applies to tactics and to scouting. Simply put, XG just measures the quality of your chances and then gives you an expected score. So, depending on where you took the shot from, if you took the shot from closer to goal, then your XG will be higher. But then it will factor in other things like whether you used your hit, whether you used your preferred foot, looks at the angle of the shot, whether the keeper was in a good position. All these are factored in to give you your final score. So typically 0.2 would be considered a decent chance, and anything higher would be deemed to be a great chance. Penalties generally are very high XG, like sometimes 0.7, 0.8. A tap in could be 0.5. So the closer you are to goal, the higher your XG. I like XG because it tells me the story of a game. It tells me if I've created good chances or not. Now, if I'm looking at this game, the old days, we look at match stats, right? So we just go to match stats and we go to clear-cut chances. Oh my God, I didn't produce any clear-cut chances. Man, this is a terrible tactic. That's it. That was the only solution we had. And then we go like, oh man, my tactic needs a lot of work. I didn't produce any clear-cut chances. But now we have XG match story. So if I go to the XG match story, it tells me a different story. Now, I'm always looking at things called splits. Splits is the difference between the last chance and the next chance, right? So here I'm looking for a split of 0.2 to 0.3. So I'm looking for XG chance of 0.2 to 0.3 or higher. Now, when you create a chance like this, got 0.2, 0.3 or higher, then just means that you've created a good chance. As you can see from here, we created one with 0.54. This is a very good chance. And then we've got other splits here like 0.3 here and probably 0.2 here. Now, this is something I want to pay attention to because it tells me that I created 3 decent chances in the game. The opposition had only 1. So it means that 2 things, that my tactic is fundamentally sound. Now, what was this chance like? So you might be asking. So if I look at this game, it was actually a very simple chance. As we bring the ball forward, the winger cuts inside, takes a shot, and this guy had a tap in. I mean, he had to get to the ball. It was not super easy, but he managed to score a goal because the keeper was out of position. So this was a pretty decent chance. So this is how you evaluate if your tactic is any decent. Expected goals as a metric is going to start popping up everywhere in the game. You'll find it in the league statistics. You'll find it in the player statistics. So what we need to do is we need to understand this and try and apply it. So if I have a tactic that produces a low XG, then maybe I want to try and improve my system. If I have a tactic that's got a high XG, but I'm not scoring any goals, then perhaps I need to either change my player or train my player. If I have a tactic which produces a high XG against me, which means that I'm giving teams a lot of chances, then perhaps I need to look at my tactic again to see whether I can shore it up, whether I can make it a bit more defensive. So there's no cure for this, right? There's no like, oh, if you use this team instructions, it's going to fix your tactic. You need to go into your tactic, watch the games and try and understand why you're conceding all these goals. XG is just a tool. It's just there. It gives you a number. How you want to analyze, how you're going to analyze your tactic is going to be up to you. So I would recommend that you start following some of the shows that I do and ask me during the match itself, what am I doing with XG? because I will always be approaching my matches thinking of XG. And one of the ways I do it is actually scouting. I love to use this whenever I'm playing the next team. I like to know what kind of team they are. So assuming I'm playing my next match against Middlesbrough, so they're somewhere here, right? So our team is quite quiet and impenetrable. So we've basically got a pretty solid defense, right? We don't give away a lot of chances to the opposition. In fact, we're one of the best in the land again. But when you look at Middlesbrough, they're leaky. They don't have a very good defense, right? They don't allow too many chances against them per game to about 10 chances. So they are definitely going to be very defensive in our next match. So they are literally what I would say a team that probably is going to be parking the bus. So if I play against them, I can afford to be very aggressive against them. I can take even more risks against Middlesbrough, right? Because Middlesbrough they don't typically come out a lot. So I probably just gonna have to time out their lone striker, their two strikers, and just be, twice as aggressive as I normally would be against other teams. Perhaps maybe even abandon my counter-attacking style and probably go in with a more offensive style of football. So this is one way of using XG in the game. One of the ways I like to use XG is scouting, right? It's going to be part of a new series that I plan to do. It's called Moneyball. Right? It's a way to look for value in players. So here I've got it incorporated into one of my views, and I've got shots per 90, XG, and goals. So if I want to go and sign a specific player to fit my needs, Collie Woodrow leaps at me straight away because I don't have to look at anything else. At 4.5 million, right? He's already played 14 matches, but this is interesting. His expected goals is 4.64. He's already scored 9 goals this season. He gets away one shot every single game. That means he puts himself in very good positions in a lot of these games, right? So his conversion rate is pretty decent for a match. He gets like 1.18 chance a game. So if I can improve, if I sign him and create a tactic around him and I give him more shots on goal, he's gonna pump in a lot more. His potential is quite good, right? As compared to somebody like Tom Barkhuizen, who's playing for Preston North End. Now he gets more shots away in a game, right? His XG is a lot lower, and it is reflected in the number of goals he's already scored. So this is one other way you can use XG. You can incorporate it into a view and then use it. FM21 is a fairly interesting game. There are some parts of the game that are brilliant, and there are some parts of the game that just don't measure up to previous editions of the game. So XG is one of those features in the game that I absolutely now enjoy. I am a firm user of the match analysis tool. For the last couple of years, I've used it to such an extent that it's become second nature to me whenever I want to find out what's wrong with my tactic. However, this year, the match analysis tab has got some bugs in it. Key pass analysis don't show up. So it's very annoying. And I was one of those guys that got very annoyed when the UI got changed as well. So then we have XG. And when I first encountered XG, I was asking myself, has this been implemented very well? And the numbers didn't correlate. But credit to SI, they tried to fix these problems with a patch. Now, the more I play this game, the less I miss match analysis, right? I've come to play the game in a slightly different way, and it's actually faster for me because all I do is I don't go into match analysis anymore, where I used to drill down to key pass combinations to isolate the really important player, and spend a lot of time factoring things in my head. It was just too much work. Now with XG, all I gotta do is look at the splits, and I can tell whether my tactic is any decent or not. I mean, of course, if you are the sort of person that jumps in and goes looking for big value numbers and to define whether a tactic is good or not, there's nothing really I can say about that, right? Just don't be that guy. So all you do is look at the splits, and I find that whenever I look at the splits, games become interesting, matches become tactical. All I gotta think of is, will this tactic be any good for that team? Because that team sits back a lot. So maybe I want to think about how I can open them up. Well, did you find this video useful? If you did, hit the like and the subscribe button. I really want to hear from every one of you as to how you're using XG. How much do you miss the match analysis module? And have you found the insertion of XG just as helpful for you? Because I found it useful, but I'd be very interested to know how you feel. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. And meantime, you guys stay safe, stay healthy. Once again, I want to thank everybody for your incredible support. You'll be right there up with the best of them. Okay, you guys take care. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy New Year. Bye-bye. We got one Sim Thandi. Agility Sim Thandi from India. We got our first Indian player. Direct from India. He's an Indian boy. Will he be able to be playing for us in England? The recruitment team has been coming to us and been telling us this boy will be a very useful signing. Oh, I think we'll be looking at him very closely. Maybe your Nottingham Forest will be changing the whole team to Indians. So if we sign this boy, we'll ask him, do you have any friends? And can you is your mother coming with masala curry to the club? Because this is an Indian manager who loves the masala curry. You'll be my favorite player in the whole wide world. How long can I keep this up for? Maxing Asu price, that's it. We're going to offer Max Master. We're going. He's a buy. It's like as if it's a big reason for me to sign him. Because you know why I'm signing him? Because my wife doesn't make dal, okay? My wife doesn't even know how to make chapati. She can make chapatis. I actually put her with my mom for like about, we were staying with my mom for a month. The only reason why I stayed with my mom for a month was because, I was hoping she'd learn how to make chapatis. So she learned how to make chapatis. She doesn't make chapatis. So I'm hoping that his mother can make chapatis for me and he can bring them to the training ground and then we can be all very, very happy together. Suggest terms, done. And that's offer, done. So Simranjit Thandi is coming to play for Nottingham Forest. And I don't even know what position he plays. I just signed him because I want him. Defender right. Oh, that's it. Very good. You're coming. Start negotiations. Mr. Singh, how are you, son? Fringe player. Yes, you want to be fringe. You got no ambition in life, is it? I feel like slapping this Bai boy on his face. No. You go to bloody Greece and you got no ambition in your life. You're very humility is his selling virtue here. He's a very humble person. I like him. Humility. But I want you to be more than just a player. You want to be impact sub. Understand? Okay? Impact sub. Because we've got no other right back. So you become impact sub for the next couple of seasons and show me what you can offer. Okay. Done. Happy now? Okay. Now I made it impact sub. You don't be too greedy. Top division wage promotion rise 35%. Okay. Sounds okay. Clean sheet bonus, I give you a bit more. You help the team. Whenever they don't concede goals, you get bonus. By appearance fee, I'm going to bring it down slightly. Your agent is asking for a comparatively high signing bonus. Apparently, he took inflation and cost of living in India into account. 9.75k. Wage after reaching club league is 3.2. Done. Okay, I can't complain. That's it. Take it. Let's go. No. I don't buy chapatis frozen, son. I'm not like that. Please. I'm an Indian boy, okay? I make my own chapatis, I make my own dal. I'm never buying chapatis frozen. That'd be a sin against humanity, man.